Hello, my name is Abdurraf. I would like to talk a little bit about SwaggerHub. SwaggerHub is a platform which allows developers to design their APIs before they can actually start coding their business logic. So let's see how we can design our APIs using SwaggerHub. When you go to the homepage of SwaggerHub, you can find a button called Create New. When you click on that button, you will have some options. You can either import your existing APIs and documentations, or if you want to create something new from scratch, you can click on Create New API. Before we can create our API, we need to fill out some fields, like we can choose API version, and we can also choose our template. We also need to specify name, version, title, description, and then we can set the owner. Also, we can make our API to be public or private. And finally, if we want our API to be able to test, then we can turn mock API on or turn it off if you don't want it. And let's create new. When you create something new from scratch, you will be redirected to this page, in which you will have an editor on the left side and the documentation on the right side. So let's start defining our endpoints. I'm going to say books, and this books endpoint is going to have get method. As you can see, when I start typing out, the editor automatically tries to complete my typing. If I click enter, it inserts some fields for me. As you can see, I have created my first get method. Well, instead of creating everything from scratch on my own, I can show you the documentation which I have already created and can be tested right away. So let's test it. In order to get some documentations, we need to specify page name. And let's see, yeah, as you can see, everything seems to be working fine. And I created a Node.js server based on this definition file, which you can see here, that supports some methods. And also I have created little React demo application which displays book information on this page. When you click on this item, you will be redirected to book details page. And now I would like to show you how we can integrate our definition file to version controls. When you click on definition file name, you can find a tab called integrations. So let's try to integrate our definition file to GitHub. As you can see, we have some options. I'm going to choose GitHub, and let's type name and click on connect to GitHub. And we also need to choose repository, which is going to host our definition file name and branch name. I'm going to say test, and we can also choose file format. And finally, folder. Let's create and execute. When you click on create and execute, you will have something like this, which means you have successfully integrated your definition file to GitHub. So let's check it. As you can see, we have successfully pushed our definition file to GitHub. That's great. And now I am going to show you how we can modify our definition file name and push our latest changes to GitHub. As you can see, I have delete method which is crossed out. I'm going to delete this line, and this deleting that line means that this method now works properly. And let's save it. and I can say that I did delete method, and let's push my change to GitHub. Yeah, successfully pushed my changes, and let's update the page. Yeah, as you can see, we have succeeded. And now, based on that, I can change my server, which supports delete method, and also I can change my front end, create a button which helps me delete any book item by its ID. Let's restart server. And also we need to restart the front end as well. And let's give it a try one more time. Oops, I think it's going to take some time to restart the server and front end. Yeah, as you can see, I have only one item and I want to delete this. Yeah, as you can see, I have successfully deleted my book item, which means all the methods are now working properly in my definition file. This is how we can design our APIs using SwaggerHub. And now I would like to talk a little bit about the differences between Swagger open source and SwaggerHub. Well, as we know, there are some major differences between Swagger and SwaggerHub, which you can see in this table. One of them is a feature called standardization, which is supported by SwaggerHub. So what is standardization? When you go to your SwaggerHub and organizations page, you can find a tab called standardization, which includes some set of rules which can be enforced against your APIs to make sure that your APIs are consistent and checked before they are being published. And another difference between Swagger and SwaggerHub is that SwaggerHub provides you with access control, like who can modify APIs and who cannot modify them. And also SwaggerHub has another feature called integrations, which we have already seen a little while ago, which means that we can integrate our definition files to version controls. And on top of that, SwaggerHub also brings some unique features like being able to create your own reusable components and codeless marking, and additionally SwaggerHub also provides some unique features which SwaggerHub open source version does not have. So we can conclude that SwaggerHub is a platform which helps developers to reduce the time that they spend on designing their APIs and helps developers to improve their productivity. Thank you for watching.